Go ahead, keep going there, Drew. I mean, an unbelievable team, certainly.
Yeah, and just to watch it all come together. You're going into the state playoffs for the first time. You play 6 games, each of them is like the Super Bowl. Each one is the biggest game of your life, and just to watch it all come together and all work out in our favor was awesome.
Yeah,
so cool.
I remember that Easton game with the snow. They went up 14-0 real quick, and you and Felicia just led a great comeback that game.
Yeah, playing 2 games in the snow. That stuff never happened before. Yeah, you mentioned the Easton game. The state quarterfinal, we were down 14-0 in the first couple minutes, and you start to think like, well, do we belong here? And the resilience with the guys and that group was really special, and no test was enough. Yeah, we refused to lose.
And then
really cool.
That was just kind of a taste of the snow after Hershey. That was hard getting home the next day. We
had
over a foot of snow, I think.
Yeah, like I said, it was stuff you never did before. You think about playing in the snow when you're a kid. You're all bundled up, and out there you're just in shoulder pads and pants, and it was freezing. It was hard handling the ball with your hands frozen and whatnot. A lot of adversity, but Coach Gordon, he did a great job. Coach Gordon had us ready for everything. And, really awesome stuff.
Welcome to Game Day Live, everybody. We appreciate everybody being with us here today. Springfield High School is the site of this one. It's a 1 o'clock game, Imhotep Charter against LaSalle College High School. Some great matchups on both sides of the ball. Some tremendous defensive players that Imhotep brings to the table. Keon Wiley and Enai White on the defensive line, 2 high-end Division I recruits. And then on LaSalle side, Abdul Carter going to Penn State, Sam Brown going to Rutgers, and a really good offense led by the quarterback, Alan Paterzo. We have a quarterback to lead our show with us, Drew Lockery, here today. Drew, from the 2009 state champion LaSalle College High School team and a member of the Hall of Athletics. So, Drew, my question for you is when you look back on that time frame, you went into the snow in Hershey, you won the football game, and you returned to LaSalle legend. What has the last 11 years been like for you?
As the years go on, Bob, the legend grows. When you're 17, 18 years old, you're kind of in a bubble of your parents' house, your neighborhood, this school. But as time's going on and you get asked hundreds of times about that team and that experience, just gets more and more special and continues to sink in as time goes on. Really cool.
Question for you. Looking at this team out here today, you bring that 11 years of experience of what it's been like, moving on from this program. What would you tell these kids today? I know it's not a state championship game, but it's homecoming. It's another big deal kind of situation for them to be playing in. What's the advice as they're getting ready out here? We see them stretching, getting ready back in the locker room and before they get out onto this field today.
Play every game like it's your last. You only have so many in your high school career. Enjoy it. Have fun and play it, leave no regrets, leave no doubt. That's what I would say, yeah.
Drew Lockery is here with us on the Bob Long Sports Game Day Live preview. We got the band above us looking great, getting ready to go. They're going to spice some tunes up for us. They're ready to go. And Rob Stott and Tyler Kern along with me. Rob, Tyler, what are your thoughts on this game as we think about all that these teams have to offer here? Game of the weekend across the state of Pennsylvania. Imhotep, the top-ranked 5A team. LaSalle, one of the top-rated 6A teams. You see the D1 talent on both sides, but also a lot of depth when you think about these two teams. How do you, not to handicap it, but how do you look at this game?
I'll let Tyler, the guy in the trenches, talk first, because I know that's where this game's going to kind of come down to the wire, if you ask me.
Yeah, I feel like over the years, this LaSalle Imhotep, it's almost become a rivalry. It's always early on in the year. You get a pulse for what your team is. This year, I think, both teams come into it, the strongest that I've seen them since my time at Bob Long Sports, and I'm just really excited to basically see what happens. It's going to be one for the ages.
Absolutely. Yep. And Go ahead there, Rob. Yeah.
I mean, you look at the schedules and kind of what they've done to date this year. I mean, for Imhotep, it's been all grueling battles, low-scoring games, and, it comes down to that defense and those top prospects that you talk about, Bob. But, it could be something, last possession, very cliche, but, one of those last possession, who has the ball and what can they do with it, and come down to that today. So we'll see.
Drew Locker, I know it wasn't part of your job description coming in today, but how do you look at this game?
You know what? This is what it's all about. It doesn't get any better than this. This is why you go to LaSalle. This is why you go to Imhotep, to play in high-profile games like this. The best of the best competing, and, I'm really pumped up. Really pumped up for this matchup. This is what you're here for.
That's great.
Yeah.
Drew Lockery, our guest here today from the LaSalle 2009 State Championship football team. He went into the Hall of Fame along with that team last night. That was a great time, Drew. Did a wonderful job. We'll let you get back to it. Hope you stay and enjoy this one, my friend.
Thanks,
Always
guys.
a pleasure seeing you.
Enjoy the game. Doing a great job.
Well,
Thanks,
thank
Drew.
you.
All
Good to
right.
be here.
Yep.
Let's get a look here. The LaSalle football team there as they're getting ready to take the field. Some guys are already out here stretching. Imhotep, they're out ready to go as well. Guys, going to be an excellent game here today. And as we think about the raucous nature of this one, I know the students are, while not here yet, they're ready to go wherever they are, and they're going to bring the noise. But a capacity crowd, Tyler, when you were out here playing, what's that do for you?
It just really pumps you up. I mean, once that game starts, you just dial in, and a lot of the times you want your parents and your friends to be happy for you, but you're just kind of focused on the task at hand. But just kind of hearing that cheering, and it gives you that extra motivation. Not that these players need that motivation, but just kind of makes it a little more special.
What do you remember about homecoming games? You've played in a few of these yourself. So what was it about this day? How did you get yourself hyped up?
I mean, everyone has their own traditions in the locker room, whether it's listening to music or.
What can you talk about that you were on air right now that you did that people can hear about?
I mean, we just treat it like any other game, to be honest. Maybe hydrated a little more for the walk ahead of us, but yeah, it's a little different than other high schools. It's pretty early for homecoming, so it's typically a good time to, like I said, get a pulse for what your team is and what you can expect for the rest of the season. And like Drew Lock said, any game you want to play it like it's your last. But yeah.
We're here at Springfield High School for this one, LaSalle against Imhotep Charter. The road to get here, guys, has been a great one for LaSalle. They have scheduled an extremely difficult rota of games before they get to St. Joe's Prep on October the 3rd at Franklin Field. They started off against Bishop McDevitt, and not that Bishop McDevitt that was down the street for many, many years, but Bishop McDevitt in Harrisburg. And the long-lost legend and true statement is that the Bishop McDevitt was a LaSalle College High School graduate from back in the 1800s and a member of LaSalle's Hall of Fame, also named for both Bishop McDevitt High Schools in Harrisburg and here. But that was a great effort. Pitched a shutout, 21-0, and then go down to Ocean City last weekend and win a thriller, 10-7. It was a defensive battle, but they hung in there. They played well, and this defense coming in with a lot of good mojo going on. 7 points allowed in those 2 games, Rob.
Yeah, and I mean, you talk about it led by a guy, Mr. Franklin is going to have a close eye on this game. You got a couple of prospects for him coming out of this one, but Abdul Carter leading that defense, and we've seen what they've been able to do. It's kind of been building over the last couple of years, right? We've seen these guys grow together. They're coached up well, and they've turned into a bit of a lockdown defense here early on, and they got just another test in front of them today, and we'll see if they can step up to it.
Yeah, like you said, I feel like we've been talking about these guys for years. It's kind of cool that it's kind of culminating in their senior year here. I think we're going to be really impressed with what they put together on the field today and for the rest of the season.
Got to look at the folks stretching right now. Guys, we're going to expect to see in the starting lineup Alan Paterzo at the starting quarterback position. E.J. Wentz will be your fullback. He's been a strong back this year, a guy who leads the way, a guy who can line up in the backfield or on the end of the line there. And then Sam Brown, the guy who leads the charge in the backfield. But Dom Martin, Stevie Davis have been fantastic as well this year, really a 3-headed monster back there. That's a strong backfield for the Explorers. Noel Henry, Ryan Moore on the outside. Really, really good. Ryan Sorge, a third receiver out there, and you'll see Colin Wade split out wide as well. a strong offensive core and a big-time offensive line as well to protect. So, yeah, you see an offense that's put up 31 points in their first 2 games, but that Malvern team was very strong, and it was ball control, and it was effectively getting the points when you need them. That's the offense you're looking at for LaSalle. And breaks it down defensively. The guys you're going to see defensively for Imhotep, Eni White on the defensive line, Jasir Whittington. Don't overlook Jasir Whittington, a sophomore at 6'2", 250. He's already got offers from Boston College, Temple, and Penn State. David Johnson, a defensive tackle, sophomore as well, and then Keon Wiley, the senior on the outside. They like to run. I've seen them put together some 5 cornerback looks, so which you refer to as the nickel, with Talik Burton and Maurice Beverly, your 2 linebackers, with Rashawn Wright, Lamar Mudrow, Ramir Stewart, Jameer Reyes, and Makai Sutton, your other starters. As good a defense as there is in the state of Pennsylvania, Rob.
Yeah, it's going to be a test for the Explorers today. I mean, you're talking about the top edge rusher prospect in the country in Mr. White. So it's going to be a test for that offensive line to open the holes and give this backfield a chance to do their thing and give Sam Brown a chance to move down and help this offense move down the field. So it'll be their toughest test to date, but a nice tune-up before we get into the meat of the schedule, as we get ready for Catholic League play.
Yes, sir. This is Game Day Live. It's here on Bob Long Sports. Bob Long, Tyler Kern, and Rob Stott alongside. Excited to have everybody. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back here in just a few minutes, and you are watching Game Day Live. It's right here on Bob Long Sports.
I chose CCM because I have found that this company, on the level of scaling that we have here, the volume that we are doing, to truly have every department head and employee fully engaged in the mission of the company to make it an originator-focused
What's up, folks? Welcome back to College Game Day. Make that Game Day live here. We're doing our best high school version of it here on Bob Long Sports. Bob Long, Tyler Kern, and Rob Stott. We're going to have Chris Mealy, formerly of the LaSalle Band, here. Give us a couple of minutes. Excited to have him. Should be a great time to talk a little bit. Oh, and there's the band. They love him.
Coming on set. Look at this. Let him hear it. There we go. Chris, thanks for joining us.
Great to be here. How you guys doing?
We're doing all right,
great, man.
Doing all right. How's the atmosphere up there with the band behind you?
Well, good. We're fired up. We're glad to be back. I'm a diehard LaSalle football fan. My freshman year was 2009, so Drew Lock and this guy here, Tyler Kern, another guy I'm used to cheering on from the sidelines. So my claim to fame is I remember being so disappointed when they canceled that pep band bus in 2009. I had to watch it on public access television, huddled around with a bowl of popcorn. But we were fired up. So we're glad to be here. Homecoming's always a big one for us, and thanks for having me on.
So what's it been like? I mean, now you go from being in the band to now being conductor. Is that correct? Correct terminology? What do we call you?
So I'm simply a facilitator. Here at LaSalle, the pep band is run totally by the students. John Curitan, our senior class president, does the conducting with our two other officers, Chris Dolich and Jack Gorvitz. Really, it's a blast, man. I remember getting on guys when I was a student, and now that I get paid to do that, it's kind of a dream come true. So I'm glad to be here, and, we have a blast doing it.
That's awesome. Any other call-outs from up there? Any other kids you want to put on blast ahead of homecoming here that they need to be on point today, ready to go?
Well, so two guys in particular, Colin Leary, he's got to get like the ISO cam on him because he's always going crazy up there. His brother, Justin Leary, was a monster for us and getting the team riled up. And another guy, Mr. Seamus McGovern, who has a reputation as being the quietest guy in the band. This year, we're really looking for him to pull up some slack and go nuts. So pep band's here. We're loud. We're proud. We're ready to get it going.
How's it changed from when you were here? What do you remember from your time and now looking at this crew? What's different? What's the same? What do you love about it still?
So the big difference is there were a lot of goons in the pep band when I was here. Without naming names, I have a bunch of fond memories of getting into the art room and borrowing some acrylic paint to make sure we painted faces blue and gold, getting loud. I'm not going to talk about the rash that happened afterwards, but no, we're good. It's fun. We're getting back to it with like a year and a half off. We had 3 games last year. I got some guys that have never been at a LaSalle game until this year, so we're looking forward and getting the culture back, making sure we're the biggest fans here, and giving the student section a run for their money.
Awesome. Well, you get back up there. I know you got a lot of work to do today, a lot of things happening. So appreciate you taking the time and joining us.
Go LaSalle!
Chris Mealy bringing the
There
noise.
we go.
Love it. That is great. Great to hear from Chris. Wonderful, wonderful stuff there. And Rob, thanks for running that interview for us,
Absolutely
buddy.
no problem.
Love
That's
it.
what I'm here for.
All right, so we had something planned.
We did.
We had
did.
a push-up contest planned.
Tyler?
But we don't have quite enough students. So, Rob, you read my mind. Let's do it. Tyler Kern, Rob Stott, they're going to do a push-up contest right here, right now. And the winner keeps his dignity. I have nothing else for you.
We were going to give out hats. We both got them already.
Yep,
So
that's right.
Oh, no. We're doing it?
You up for this?
Yeah, I'm born ready.
All right. How about a little hand for these guys, huh? Come on. Right there's good. We got a former first-team All-Catholic defensive end, and then we got a former third-team All-Catholic wrestler, Rob Stott. No time. Count. Yeah. Let's make it happen here, huh? Hope that track doesn't hurt too much.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
These guys. Oh.
36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41.
Tyler won.
Wow, well done there.
47, he wins 49.
Oh, yeah. That is well done there, gentlemen.
Bob.
You're welcome.
Going to need a minute to recover before the game here.
Oh, that's great.
Thank you.
Well done.
You really surprised me there.
Yeah, I bet I did.
My shirt
We've
came
all been
untucked.
a little bit surprised today.
Well, your shirt stayed in too. A mess
Dual
over here. You had
winner.
shorts.
It's all about the proper
Little,
tuck.
I wasn't ready.
All right. So what do you say? You want to bring on our man of the hour?
I think so. He looks ready.
Jamie Lynch. Bring it in, my man. All right, come on this side here.
What's up, guys?
Good to see you. Jamie Lynch is with us, everybody. Jamie Lynch of 97.5 The Fanatics Morning Show.
How you doing, Bob? Thanks for having me out as always. This is a great day for football out here. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's really good to have you here. The first of our kind, Game Day Live. It's good to be here with you. Good to be here with Rob and Tyler. And we want to talk a little bit about your journey from LaSalle High School to 97.5 The Fanatic.
How you doing?
Hey, head coach John Steinmetz making an appearance on Game Day Live. Good to see you, buddy.
Appreciate that. That's awesome. Yeah, I kind of stumbled into my profession. I didn't take advantage of the beautiful studios when I was during my time at LaSalle. Something I regret. So if you're interested in radio, television, editing, take advantage of everything that's there. It's incredible. I was a communications major in college, and I kind of won my job into the profession. Worked for Sunday Night Football for about a decade. I've done every job in radio imaginable, and now I'm a part of a great morning show, and I get to talk about Philadelphia sports every day and get paid for it. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
That's great. Yeah, and I know we've talked before about not what you did, but maybe what you didn't do at LaSalle pertaining to WEXP and some of the resources there. What was the aha moment where you decided you want to do it?
I don't know why I didn't take advantage of it in high school. I really wish I would have. Rob Johnson and the guys up there do an incredible job. It's beautiful facilities, and, it's a regret of mine. I don't know why I didn't. I was going to be a communications major. I don't have a good answer for you. But it's a beautiful place, and, take advantage of every opportunity that the school gives you because they're bountiful.
Off camera, we got our guy Ray Gomez here. He's joining us for the first time, a senior interested in communications as well. So you might have some folks in the same position as Ray that are thinking about that as a major in college, some folks in the band, some folks in the student section. What would you say to them?
Get some internships if you can. Do a YouTube, do a podcast, just get reps, get on a mic. Doesn't matter if you don't think people are watching. Just get out there and do it and get in the habit of producing some content, whether it's LaSalle High School content that you guys do a great job with, whether it's whatever. If you want to broadcast your kids' soccer matches, just get on mic and keep working at it, and some opportunities will find its way to you for sure.
What do you remember from your time at LaSalle and what you did take advantage of while you were there? I mean, what was it like going to school, class of 2000, correct? So what was it like back then?
Yeah, what I took away from was lifelong friendships. I mean, I was just at a 40th birthday party of one of my buddies last weekend, now that we're old heads. So, some of my best friends in the world are from LaSalle. So, the friendships, playing lacrosse, having just a great time, the cafeteria memories, the volleyball pit, I mean, all of it. Pick up basketball during my free periods. It was a great experience, and I can't recommend it enough. Obviously, I don't have to this crowd.
How about the Birds this year, Jamie? What everybody really wants to hear about.
Yeah, it's season opener, Jalen Hurts. It's going to be fun. He's certainly got the intangibles. We'll see if he can produce weekly. But I don't think there's a ton of expectations this year, but it should be a fun season. They got some, Devontae Smith's going to be awesome. Miles Sanders, it's going to be a fun year. It might not result in playoffs, but we'll see. Anything can happen.
And the key thing you mentioned there is no expectations, right? I think this is the first time maybe in the last several years we can think of where we're coming in with no expectation. Does that take a lot of weight off of this team, do you think?
I think it does, yeah. It's not the Super Bowl or bust mantra it's kind of been the last couple of years, so I think there's a sense of ease probably amongst the team that, maybe they can come out here and surprise some people. They still are really built well at both lines, so, when you play from the inside out, there's always an opportunity to win football games.
anything's possible in the NFC East.
Yeah. Then again, there is the NFC East, which last year held you in it until the final weeks of the year. So we'll see. You know, Washington, Dallas are probably pretty good teams. New York is probably more on an Eagles footing. So it's going to be a fun season for sure.
You got anything on these guys yet? I don't know if you've had an opportunity to watch us or any of the other.
I haven't. I was reading up on the results the other day. I saw Sam play last year. He's a phenomenal player. You know, Imhotep has got some big dogs on it. You know, some D1 real deal talent. This is going to be an awesome game out here today, and you couldn't ask for a better day for football.
Jamie Lynch is here, everybody. Jamie Lynch from 97.5 The Fanatic on Game Day Live here on Bob Long Sports, live from Springfield High School in Montgomery County. The site, Jamie, of the game of the week across the state of Pennsylvania. So we only thing we could do is come on live here and get a nice pregame show going. And part of that, Jamie, is that you are our guest picker here today.
No pressure, right?
No pressure whatsoever. The good news is I don't see us doing this a ton more. So this is at least not for football. We'll get you back for basketball.
Yes, absolutely.
So I guess my point there is normally you got to go up against a stable of other guest pickers over the course of the year. So as long as you don't come up with an offer, we'll count it as a win for you.
Well, you know, the odds makers probably have Imhotep as a favorite out there today. But we got a crazy student section, a great band. We got a little home field cooking here. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'd be an insane person to pick them. I got to go with the Explorers, right?
Oh.
Absolutely. Let's go. Play some tough LaSalle ball out there.
Well, Tyler and I are calling the game, and Rob's going to make that pick a little bit later. But we got some other games we're going to run through here. Let's start with some NFL. Buffalo Bills against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Bills are coached by LaSalle graduate Sean McDermott. So we had to include that in the rota here.
Absolutely. I mean, Josh Allen's an MVP candidate. You still got Roethlisberger hanging on somehow. An exciting young running back there. Two great defenses. It's going to be an awesome game. It's up in Buffalo. I think the Bills will pull it off. I think Sean will lead them to victory week 1 and hopefully set up a great AFC East run for him this year.
Rob, who you got in that one?
I mean, you'll never find me picking against not only, a LaSalle College High School grad, but also a LaSalle wrestling alumni. So you take everything Jamie said, add that on top of it. I got Buffalo, maybe in a little bit closer contest than I would hope for Mr. McDermott, but they'll come through. We'll see a Bills victory.
Tyler?
Buffalo. Go Bills.
Bills Mafia, baby. Bills Mafia, absolutely.
I feel like I got to jump through this table.
Yeah, right.
Then we got the Birds against the Falcons.
I'm just going to say Eagles and pass the mic and let this guy do the talk.
I do think the Eagles are the better roster. The Falcons have some shinier toys in Ridley and hometown kid Kyle Pitts, Archbishop Woods, Kyle Pitts, who's going to be a phenomenal player. But I think the Eagles are built better. I think they're going to pull it off. It's a coin flip game, but I think Jalen Hurts is going to answer the call, and I think this veteran core of Eagles are going to be ready to play.
I think I'm going to pick the Falcons in this one. I still have my questions on a lot of the things that you just said. I'm not sure what the answer is there long term.
It's a straight-up coin flip game. It should be a good game. It really should be.
Yep, I got the Falcons. Dirty Birds.
As a true Birds fan, they're obviously Super Bowl bound this year, so I got the Birds.
We got a couple of high school games going on as well. St. Joseph's Prep is taking on Mifflin out of Georgia, so that's a national-type game.
Yeah. The Prep just keeps churning out great players there. Little Trotter is going to be leading the way for him again, and bigger Trotter's now down at Clemson. They're a national powerhouse. So I can't say I know much about the Georgia team they're playing, but I would think if they're scheduling them, they got a pretty good shot to win. So we'll see what happens there.
Well, hold on. Is ESPN broadcasting this, and have they looked into Mifflin? Is all I want to ask. So just to be sure, but no, one way or the other. You mentioned it. Prep's perennially nationally ranked at this point, and it's unfortunate that it's our top rival, but we're sitting here looking at a program that they've done some things the last couple of years. So I think you got to go Prep in that one.
I go St. Joe's Prep as well. Tim Roken's done a great job. It's been a tremendous program to watch, and all gears forward towards a matchup on October 3rd at Franklin Field.
That's really cool. I hope the kids realize how cool it is to play at Franklin Field. That's going to be a great game.
It's amazing. That's history there. I'll go against the grain. I'll pick Mifflin. I know nothing about them, but my inner explorer just cannot say the Prep.
That's a logical answer. I like it. Yeah.
More NFL connections as we go to the Haverford School hosting Lansdale Catholic.
LC.
Where Joe Judge.
Yes. Yeah, LC's a good team, and Joe Judge is he's running a hard-nosed New York Giants camp up there. Probably Oklahoma drills every day, and real meathead football. But yeah, I guess I'll go with LC.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, no reason not to. I haven't done a ton of high school football scouting as of yet this season, but know enough about these two teams to make a call in a little bit. But the pedigree. Let's go with the pedigree of Lansdale Catholic and those Interact schools. It's still a thing, right? Interact football.
That's right.
So,
it's a thing.
I'll take Lansdale Catholic over the Interact any day.
All right, Haverford comes here next week, Friday night, 8:00 p.m. So I'm going to take Haverford. I think they're going to take care of Lansdale Catholic. Sets up a really nice matchup on Friday night.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm leaning towards Haverford here. Every time they play with LaSalle, it's usually a pretty competitive game from what I remember. So give me Haverford.
So we've gotten a few more folks in the building since you made your first pick, Jamie. Let's get you on the record one more time. Last game we're going to pick is LaSalle against Imhotep. Tyler, you're welcome to call it if you'd like. I'm going to pull the old Kirk Herbstreit. Calling the game, so not going to make a pick.
Yes, you're unbiased, right?
Yep.
Yes. I think the odds makers out there have Imhotep as the favorite. There's no doubt about it. But we got an incredible student section led by a great band. We got a home field advantage on a beautiful day. I'd be an insane person not to pick the Explorers. Let's go.
There you go. Tyler, you making a pick?
No, I'm going to be unbiased here.
All right. Well, I guess
Going to be modest.
For the
And
first
Bob,
time
you're
today.
not making a pick.
Not making a pick.
All right. Well, I'm going to need a little, it's tough because you got this. The pair on defense for the front line for Imhotep is probably, I mean, if you were to rank high school defensive lines, maybe they'd be up there with the top edge rusher in the country, another big Penn State commit coming out of there. So it's tough to pick against them. But Ray, can I get a little help? In front of the table. I say it's tough. I want to lean in front of down on the table, right under the table. Sorry, Mr. Intern for the day. But
Ray Gomez, everybody.
Ray Gomez getting his on-camera time. But I mean, it's homecoming, right?
Pick
so
that
it's
bad boy
homecoming.
up.
We're here at LaSalle, and in the spirit of Game Day Live, there's only one way to make this pick, and that's to put the head on.
He said, "Give me that LaSalle Explorer head." Rob Stott's picking the Explorers. Woo!
All right, Rob.
Game Day Live here from Springfield High School. Appreciate everybody joining us, whether in person or online. That's it for us. Jamie Lynch has been our guest. Drew Locke.
Thanks for having
Chris
me, Bob.
Mealy. Good to have you, buddy. Tyler Kern with us. I'm Bob Long, and I don't know who that is with the Explorer head, but he sure looks excited. Rob Stott, our buddy. Thanks for being here with us, everybody. Kickoff is at 1. Join us on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel.